What up? Imagine meeting you here. How is everything? I know. It can change. It will change. Because you will make it change. Sounds dumb, huh? I was just thinking that. Like, should I say that? Nah. But I did anyways. I actually got quite a bit of sleep today. I honestly thought I'd be a little bit more sore, but I'm not, which is totally weird because I did work an extra hour. So I did have to come in early, get ready early, and all that other stuff. So that doesn't mean I'm going to do that all the time, but I think sleeping a little bit longer, I think really helped me to recover a little bit better. I got about a full 8.5, something like that, hours of sleep. And it was only thanks to my kids and my wife that I'm able to actually sleep that long. You know, when stuff's going smooth and nothing is happening, you know, you get a little bit more rest, and it's a little bit more enjoyable. It's a lot less stressful too. It's so much more stressful when my kids were younger, and it had nothing to do with like my kids just being, you know, a terror or anything like that. Is just they need more attention. They need more activity and attention. Like, they just need it. And of course, as they get older, they wean themselves off, and like it sucks for me because I'm a very emotional person. I'm a very emotional person. I care, but not like overly dramatic or anything like that. But I care about my kids, and heck, I cried the first time they went to, you know, kindergarten. First time they stayed the night away from me. Like, I just do. I'm a emotional person, and I don't like make my kids be the same way as I am. But they know, you know, what I believe in and the things I do care about, and whether or not we share interests about everything, that's not the story. But they just know, so it's a little bit easier, you know, of course, to see my kids doing that same thing when they're out, you know, being themselves or whatever, in the real world. You know, like, that's just them. I can't be there all the time. So you know, when I see them at home, and you know, they're just being distant, which they're not. I'm just trying to say, like, if they're being distant and don't want to talk or anything like that, like that for me, it would seem like there's a problem. And you know, I always try to like fix them, but not everything's fixable, and sometimes it's just time to let them work through it themselves, and they come around. And the cool thing about them growing up is that's how it works, and then they go through those experiences, and they know how to handle it a little bit easier if it happens again. Hopefully, you know. But I say all that. It's great to have my kids find their own things and vices or whatever they need to work on or do after school. It sucks that they don't need me as much, but when I'm awake, I try to be there. And if it doesn't work out like that, it's not like I'm trying to be like that, and they know it. Like today there was a basketball game on, but since it was earlier, I'm not going to wake up that early to watch it. But if it was a little bit later, it would have been no problem. But that's just, the type of thing that, my kid knows that, hey, it's probably a little bit too early to wake up dad to watch the game. And even though I want to watch it, and I know he did, and it sucked because we lost, because, we just get dunked on, for some reason. But yeah, that's just watching the highlights. But yeah, he knows, so I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, just thinking about that game now. I just watched a little bit of the highlights and I just turned it off because I was like, was it like 3 people got dunked on? I was like, oh my gosh, that was not cool. But hey, I think Anthony Davis, since he's not doing well and he just came back, it's gonna be a timing thing. He'll get it. He's an athlete. He's a pro. He's an adult. He's all this, and he has all the trainers and help and everything else. And I'm pretty sure he gets a little bit of attention to the areas that he needs more attention to, so he's going to recover quicker and feel better, hopefully. But that's to say that he's going to do well, but that's all up to him, and his mentality and everything. So hopefully everything works out for when the playoffs come around, because that's coming really soon. And I know LeBron's coming back, and I knew this was going to happen. I said this. I said he was going to be out until everyone is feeling better, and LeBron doesn't need that much time to get back into the rhythm of things. It really isn't that difficult for him to get back in that mentality. It's because he's already there. It doesn't sound like it's like he's a god or anything like that. That's just basketball, and for him, that he already knows, and he's a savant in terms of remembering plays and everything else. So he doesn't really need to really work on all of that. More of him working is just muscle memory, and that's it. And he already gets that done every single day. I know he works out every single day. I don't do that. I only do it 5 days a week. I can't be a pro like that. That isn't my goal either. I was just thinking to myself, I was like, that is not my goal. But I would love to be able to work out a little bit longer if I didn't have to, have a manual labor job. But that's, maybe something way down the road. And if that even is a thing, working out would be a necessity to kind of compensate for what I wouldn't be doing here. Because here, I'm walking, I don't know, I can't remember how many steps, but I don't know how many miles it is. I didn't look, but I think one day I looked, it was like 3 miles or something I don't know. It could have been a little bit more, but all in all, still, that's a lot of distance. And then lifting, moving, bending, stretching, all the other stuff. I mean, it takes a toll on your body, and it does make me tired. I try to wear myself out. I do try to maybe not overexert myself, because I can't do that, but get to that point where I said, well, I know I did a little bit more, and I feel good about it. And sometimes I don't feel good about it, because sometimes I just don't feel like I've contributed as much, whether it be, I'm working in a certain area where I'm just a little bit slower in anyways, or, just I'm not good that night, it's just not working. But that's why every day is different, and I got to treat it that way. So, but I got to get going. See you later. Hey, comment, please.